Meruqi.
Hi.
So lovely to have you at GlamUp today. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. So if you can just start off with, just tell us about your journey as a stylist and how did you get here today?
Sure. So I'd start by saying, as a child, I was very in love with fashion. And I always used to look up to, people who could acquire beautiful pieces and all of that. And I used to spend a lot of time with my mom and my grandmother, sifting through their buttons. They had a little tin with buttons and cotton and offcuts from fabric. And I'd, make my own little garments by myself and learn to sew with my grandmother and all of that. So I've always had a love for fashion. Maybe couldn't access it when I was much younger.
Yes.
But somehow always managed in my style to kind of, make sure that I was putting forth the way I wanted to show up in personal expression.
Yes, absolutely.
And as time went by, I think what had happened was, you grow up, you go study something, you get busy with other stuff. And I kind of left the fashion behind for a while.
Sure.
But up until last year, something really tragic happened. I actually had lost my brother. And his departing words to me was that he had wished he had wasted less time doing things that people wanted him to do.
Yes.
And that he had spent more time doing the things he really wanted to do, right? And ever since I heard those words, everything changed for me. And this is why I've come back to it, because I realized how much I love fashion, how much I love creating.
Yes.
So that's how I've come back to it. And I think with Meruqi specifically, even though it's still pretty new in market, the name Meruqi is deriving from a Greek word called Meruqi, right? And Meruqi means to create with love, with passion. And I've kind of put my own spin on it and called it Meruqi, so put myself in the middle. And it's me and you collaborating together, and key at the end means that we're collaborating to create life force. And that's important for me, because as we know, life is really short and I want to spend it doing the things that I love. I love creating from scratch, seeing something from literally an idea all the way to execution.
Right.
Looking at something with different, fresh eyes on it.
Sure.
How can we reimagine something? And I think that's where this journey has started for me and come from.
Yeah, it's really such a heartwarming story to hear, and it's what a lovely journey. And I'm so glad and grateful that we actually got to meet today and we actually got to be collaborating. So thank you.
Thank you.
So that actually leads into our next question very nicely, is in what really inspires your styling choices today?
I'd say growing up, I loved thrifting. I loved going into stores that was just like magical with things of old. And, back then I felt like things were really built to last and outlast and to hand down to, different generations. And that's what I loved about those times. And I think that probably inspired a lot of my style, because it became a timeless thing. There were certain things that would come back, sure, through trends, etc. But I think less about trends and more about finding timeless things has inspired me through fashion, and also storytelling is a big part of it. So yeah, I'd say I'm quite inspired by vintage, by things that come from old, but I love putting a new spin on it and, making it new, making it mine, like creating something that maybe the eye hasn't seen before. I think that's really important for me.
How would you describe your style, both personal and at work?
Okay. So I describe my style as probably quite refined, expressive, timeless, I hope. I like to think. And I think I get a lot of inspiration from many things. I love big, bold lines with soft silhouettes as well. I love, the tomboyish comfort. But soft layering with it. So I like to create things that are very intriguing to the eye. And so I think that plays out in my personal style and at work.
Thank you so much, Ruthi. It was so lovely just to chat and get to know you. So our next segment will be quite interesting, and just as myself and Catherine and all our lovely viewers are looking forward to this. So it will be a styling session with Ruthi and Catherine.
Awesome. Super excited.